Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm holding the knife because it's tending to reflect with the way we have the lighting in here. So what this knife is the Harukaze G3 or Ginsan Nashiji Gyuto 210mm knife. So the way these are made is they are 3 layers. The core cutting edge steel is full stainless, known as Ginsan or Silver 3 or G3, and it's a full stainless steel that's fine grained and great for kitchen knives. It sharpens up easily, takes a wonderful edge, has reasonable edge retention, and again, it's just outstanding for a conventional stainless steel for kitchen knives. Heat treats around 61, 62 Rockwell, and you've got soft stainless cladding on either side of that core steel. You can see the line right there. So this is an all stainless knife with a kind of a more traditional look to it, albeit with a lot of interesting pattern to it. The Nashiji refers to the kind of the mottled finish and what they call pear skin. This has a very pronounced kind of pattern to it that's going to be unique with every blade, so that's one of the attractive things about this line is they're each going to be unique, whichever one you get. The weight and dimensions can vary a little bit per knife, but this particular one is 138 grams or 4.9 ounces. Edge length is right about 215, so it's about 8.5 inches on the edge. And then the overall length is about 350-ish millimeters. The spine thickness, these are fairly thin. I just pretty much got 2.1 millimeters thick all the way down. And then it's a fairly generous grind right here. You can see where that grind starts down towards the cutting edge. But it's way up here. And so it gets pretty thin at the tip. Not much of a distal taper, but you get a nice thin tip there. And then these are ground fairly thin at the edge as well. So the performance is nice on these. The blade height is about 46 millimeters at the back. So you've got plenty of space there for your fingers, cutting board clearance. Handle is an oval, what's called hoe wood or magnolia wood, with a black packerwood ferrule. Very nice fit and finish on this sample. Really super smooth. Can't even feel the junction right there. Looks like a pretty good glue up job, seal job where it goes in, tangles into the handle. It's a pretty light handle, so that's going to bring the balance point a little bit farther forward. So there's your balance point. Definitely kind of a little bit in front of my particular pinch grip, so you'll get a little weight forward balance bias to this. This would be a good candidate. It's a really cool looking knife, so if you wanted a custom handle, maybe you wanted it to weigh just slightly more. This is a very lightweight wood, so that would bring the balance point back a little bit if that was something you liked. Circumference on this was just under 3 inches where the two materials meet, and then you've got a good spot here in the choil curve there for your fingers, so nice pinch grip feel to this. The blade is nice and straight. It's well done on the finish. It's really cool looking, very interesting blade. So let's take a little close-up look. You've got hand engraved or hand chiseled kanji here on the right side of the blade, and you can kind of see that, and it probably even more effective in person, but that kanji kind of dances around when you move the blade. It's really impressive in person. You can impress your friends and neighbors at parties. So you can see this as a pronounced mottled Nashiji type finish to it. You've got the blade road here, and then you've got that demarc line between the cladding and the core with a nice wavy finish to it. So it's a very attractive blade. On the left side, you've got some embossed kanji as well. Again, every knife's going to be a little bit unique. They've done some finish work on the spine. The spine's actually very interesting. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can kind of see that. The spine has hammer marks in it, so it's a little bit wavy. It's unusual. Most knives are kind of pretty much smooth at the top. So this one has some wavy they let the hammer marks kind of go into the spine. It didn't like smooth that out completely, so it's really cool. So they've relieved the spine a little bit. They've relieved the choy a little bit down here. So my out-of-the-box seat of the pants impression was about a 6 out of 10. They're pretty generous with the grind here in terms of they're fairly aggressive on the angle, because you can see that you've got a pretty pronounced edge bevel there. So they're not bashful with their edge angle here on the actual sharpening at the end, so that the edge itself, it's not bashful on that angle at all. So it's a very attractive blade, interesting looking, all stainless with a really cool look to it. This is the cutting edge profile. These can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this gives you a general idea what they typically do. So you can see fairly curvy at the back. It kind of flows into, it's not really a stop back there, but kind of flows into the back. And then you've got a fairly aggressive belly towards the front, so I can get up in that range there before the tip starts wanting to dig in. So I would not say this is like a pure chopper or anything, but it'll be pretty versatile for most techniques. But just a really nice line of knives. The steel's great, look is cool, and nice performing, so neat package. So this is the, I'll hold this again here. This is the Harukaze G3 or Ginsan Nashiji Gyuto 210mm knife.